let's get into...
Yeah. Hello.
The news.
Stop the music. It's time for news.
That's my super dramatic pause. Let's head over into the drone newsroom and see what's going on. What's up, Jeff Sills?
First of all, Kelly, it's great to have you back, and the magnanimous ability that you had to convince Ken to get you a 12 time raise. If you could do that for me, I'd give you some money back on that one. All right.
Okay.
So today's news is brought to you by Drone Harmony, which automates mission plannings in the most challenging vertical inspection scenarios, guaranteeing high quality, reproducible data collection by pilots with minimal training.
And here's a little bit more of that.
The Drone Harmony platform is designed to ease the data acquisition process with UAV technology. Drone Harmony provides autonomous flight planning for select DJI drones. Plans can be generated on Drone Harmony's Android application or via our website. Once your plans have been created, your drone pilots can execute the autonomous flight plans with our Android application and DJI controllers. Download Drone Harmony and start your free trial now.
And we thank them very much for sponsoring the news. And now it's time to pick a winner. Oh, that's right. We're going to give away a little bit of Drone Harmony action to someone. This is the starter kit. And I think this is good for more than a month, maybe 3 months, or maybe even more. So I'm going to let Kelly pick the winner. Now, only if you're going to use droneharmony.com, say, pick me, pick me. All right? We'll let Kelly pick. Who are you going to pick, Kelly?
Oh, man.
Who is the winner?
Here we go. And the winner is, even though he didn't include a picture of me in his emojis,
Yeah.
Joe Fotoleo, F-O-T-O-L-E-O, Joe
Okay.
Fotoleo.
Joe Fotoleo. All right. All right. Very good. Now back to you in the newsroom, sir.
All right, so we'll start the news off with the most requested news story of all. This came from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So in Cincinnati, they had a football game between the Raiders and the Bengals, and that was not the most exciting thing about the game. This was.
Yes, and everybody sent this to me, and I made sure to make the username big so you can see it in case you want to report him, because this is the single most illegal drone flight that I've ever seen.
Oh, he's inside the stadium.
Yeah,
no, it gets worse.
Yeah,
It
really?
gets worse.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So this gentleman not only flew inside the stadium, he flew down close to the field.
Look at this.
He flew
Wow.
alongside, and he is, in that particular shot, I believe, over the end zone. But then he decided that it would be a fantastic idea, after doing some very creative, pan-by shots, to stay hovering over the field where the players are and film the audience.
Not to
Just
mention the fact
fabulous.
that they use this camera that's on wires that drapes across the field that move.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget. It's called Skycam or something like that. That's
Yeah.
how they get those magnificent drone-like shots. And you can see it. Let me just back it up here. I think you can see it. You can see it. And you can see the wires hanging down.
Yep.
So, I mean, I just... and he was all proud of it. Wait, has he taken this down yet? Because
the last time I checked, it was still up. I haven't checked as of today, but the simple fact that he did this was stupid. Then to post it, right, and be proud of it is even worse. The FAA has already been given the link. They are already investigating this, and I guarantee you, with the TFR and everything else, he is probably in a lot of trouble.
Fine or jail or both?
Potentially both, but guaranteed he's going to be paying out his.
Oh
rear
yeah,
end for
because
this one.
he had to have disabled whatever safeguards that would let him know that he's at a TFR, and I mean, he either knew it was wrong and did it anyway, but I'm thinking since he was so proud of himself that he didn't, he just bought a drone and and did it. And
Yeah.
ooh, I remember the first person that sent me that link. I clicked on it. I was like, "What's this?" And I literally gasped, and I said, "Oh, I better download this before it gets removed."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So,
How many commas will be in that fine?
Probably quite a few, but you're talking in this case, it could be, 11,000, maybe higher.
it's I would hope that the FAA would make an example of him. I really do. But more than likely, he'll just get a call from the FSDO, questioned, and then say, "Well, don't do that again."
Yeah, there is that chance.
Unless
they
unless
they
the
don't
NFL
do enforcement.
they get involved.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen, because that was a televised game. Certainly, the drones showed up on their cameras, and the play-by-play guys were talking about it. But
Oh, they talked about it during the game?
I'm sure if you see a drone
wow.
flying around,
Yeah.
they're going to talk about it. Anyway, that dude.
All right. So next in the news, the U.S. Navy has been working on some fantastic, devices to stop unmanned vehicles. And recently we got, this photograph, I think is what we have.
We got a little short video. We got a little short video of demonstrating this laser system
I have
here.
one simple request, and that is to have sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads.
Can we not do that? Can we not get the laser beams on the sharks?
Yes. So this video actually shows one of the Navy's ships that has been deployed and is currently using a directed energy weapon, and it is capable of taking down drones.
Wow. Yeah. That's pretty fancy.
Pretty fancy.
We're living in the future, man. Lasers and drones, man. Heck yeah.
Buck Rogers.
Oh, man. Buck Rogers. That's something an old guy would say.
All right. So next in the news, we have some really cool footage. This comes out of Muskegon Lake, which is in Michigan. They had a ship that needed to get clear of one of the paths through Samuel de Champlain, and it was coming from Milwaukee. And so this icebreaker came out and started breaking the ice. And they got some fabulous video of this ship and the process of doing this work. And, it really is kind of mesmerizing to watch it.
It's very satisfying, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Because
if you guys are satisfied by this, you need to get out more. I mean,
the ship is actually riding on top of the ice.
Right. And the weight of the ship pushes
yeah.
it down, and yeah.
Yeah, so it's sort of like skiing, so to speak, which is really cool. But yeah, it spent several hours out here clearing a path that you can see here that the ship was then able to pass through. So really cool drone footage.
Max Air 420 said, "That's cool. I get it. I see what you did there."
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. All right, so we have talked about drones being weaponized, and we have seen them in the Middle East and in other places. But recently, video footage has come out where the cartels are using bombs dropped from these drones on their rivals.
Why is that funny to me? Why is that funny? That you see it like boom, and then all these ants start scattering. Why is that hilarious to me? Because no one that we care about is getting hurt. I think that's why.
I mean, this is the cartel using these things on their competition.
they look like badminton Are they dropping badminton birdies on them?
No, these are like small grenades. They're aerial grenades.
By the way, the proper name for that is shuttlecock.
I didn't want to say it.
Shuttlecock.
Yeah. So this particular footage is from January 10th.
I'm gonna watch it again.
Town
I'm gonna see it
Bajico.
again. I don't know why. Hold on. I know I'm gonna get copyright. I got. Hold on. I'm gonna play this. There we go. Right. I mean, they're like, oh no. Okay.
Yeah, I hated seeing it used in other ways, but that for some reason was sort of satisfying.
I did like that a lot.
All right. So next we have some footage that was taken in Tasman Bay. And this is some really spectacular drone footage of an encounter between a jet ski and dolphins that were frolicking along in the area. But this prompted a warning from the Department of Conservation because although the footage, which was taken from 3,000 meters away for this dolphin sighting, was really cool to watch. The jet ski is going too fast.
He's overtaking the dolphins. Yeah.
The rules are that any boats or anything around the dolphins or wildlife have to travel at a maximum speed of 20 knots or something. I forget the specifics, but it's a very slow speed. And in this case, the footage showed that the jet ski was not obeying that. And so they kind of pointed that out, that it was like fabulous footage, obey the law. So
Right. And it was a female on the jet ski, and the dolphin did not like it, and so it flip her off. No? I'm being told no. Okay.
All right. So in the summer of 2019, swarms of unidentified aircraft were shadowing U.S. Navy vessels in the waters off of Southern California. This is in the continental United States. And the Navy was concerned about the fact that, these were drones that were basically shadowing their ships. And for the first time, documents have been released that show what the Navy was doing, how they were countering the drones. They were using a tool that, if I can find, because it's not Ghostbuster.
No.
It's made by Northrop Grumman.
It's not
it's called Drake.
Proton pack?
No, it's called Drake. It's the Northrop Grumman drone restricted access using known EW or Drake. This backpack system is a system that a guy on the deck will wear. It's got two very large antennas, and it will interrupt the drone, and then they have the ability to either tell the drone to land or crash or fly away, etc. And they used this on July 30th in the early hours for approximately 2 weeks, intercepting swarms of drones that would follow the ships out off the California coast. So it was really interesting to read the ship logs where they were documenting, each hour of the guy would be out on the deck, and he would be out for a certain period of time, and he'd say that he blocked a certain number of drones. It was a pretty intense event that went on. So, and this was within the continental United States. That was the thing that was surprising to me.
So who were the drones following? Were they just citizens that wanted to get a shot of the ship, or was it some kind of nefarious organization?
This was a swarm of drones. It was described as a swarm of drones. As for who they were or what they were, who was controlling them, they don't have that information.
Okay.
All right. So next we have the Chula Vista Police Department. They're under fire for Chinese-made surveillance drones.
In its contract with Chula Vista, Motorola Solutions disclaims any liability for DJI's use of the data it collects through the drones. KPBS reached out to the Chula Vista City Council and Mayor Mary Salas, who approved the contract, but they refused to comment. Also refusing to comment were City Manager Maria Kachadurian and City Attorney Glenn Guggens, both of whom signed the contract with Motorola. San Francisco lawyer Will Cooper specializes in contractual disputes. He says there's good reason why Motorola would want that limitation on liability.
The more risky it is, the more sensitive it is, the more likely the parties to that agreement are going to want to get the most protection they can.
DJI is among the world's leading drone manufacturers, accounting for more than half of the global market. But in recent years, the company has been flagged by several federal agencies for security reasons. In 2017, the U.S. Homeland Security Department stated that DJI's science and technology is providing U.S. critical infrastructure and law enforcement data to the Chinese government. Chula Vista began its drone program in 2018 and purchased DJI drones as recently as 2020.
So does this mean that municipalities are going to be jumping ship from DJI, or
it depends on the municipality and what their concerns are. Obviously, the federal government has, put forth the fact that they do not want to see these drones being used, and they are working on banning with federal agencies the use of DJI drones as part of a chain of, different initiatives to enact laws against Chinese companies that they feel are surveilling the United States. And this is not just DJI. This is multiple companies that are caught up in this. But each individual police department.
This is federal, not state.
Yeah. Each individual police department at a state level has to then make decisions. And in this case, the Chula Vista Police Department is being called into question for using these drones.
Well, it seems like there's going to be some pretty awesome systems up for sale soon.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if you see some drones on govdeals.com,
GovDeals, yeah, there you go. Because you got all that great police stuff that goes up for auction.
Yeah. You can get a police drone to go with your old police car you got, Ken.
Yeah, it's true.
Got 400 Matrice 300s for $5 each.
Hey,
there you go.
Deal's a deal.
A little Popo license plate on the back of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So speaking of, drones and, nefariousness, there has recently been a story about a team of Spartan hackers that have found a way to hack DJI, or not just DJI, but specific drones that use a Z or Intel RealSense commercial stereo cameras are also impacted by this by using lights. They will set up specific lights at different angles, and the intensity of the light shines at the camera, which then will override the autonomous controls.
What?
And it impacts the system that's used to avoid collisions.
Oh, so it uses the collision avoidance system, which are cameras, right? So there's some secret backdoor, some people can get a seizure from strobe lights. Is that kind of thing?
And they're able to steer the drone using these lights and then direct the drone where they want to or steal the drone or cause it to crash.
Really?
So, yeah. And the team has been able to successfully target quadcopters and show that this is a way of attack. The concern really isn't for DJI drones that we fly around, et cetera, because obviously there's a lot of effort that has to go into this. But Amazon delivery drones, for instance, if you wanted to get that package and you wanted to just redirect that drone.
If I know there's tube socks going to a neighbor, I can get my infrared light and just my tube socks now. Oh, hell, my Amazon drone.
Yeah. So there is a concern of this lighting trick to hacking a drone. And I'm sure that we will start seeing some more information about this in the future. So
quick side note.
Sharing.
Quick side note. The first hack I ever did, we don't want to make this long discussion, but does anybody remember, any child of the 80s remember the Donkey Kong hack?
Yes.
You do?
From the video game in the arcade?
Yes, the stand-up video game. I saved hundreds of dollars in quarters by this.
What was the hack?
And it still works. Do you know what I'm talking about?
You explain it, Ken.
Okay. You get a drinking straw, and you insert it behind the upper hinge, and all you have to do is and it wraps around to that little thing that the quarters fall onto, that arm, and it just racks up the credits. I don't know who the first little kid to discover that was, but thank you. It wasn't me, but I remember
playing for hours.
Oh, for hours. After school, I'd be like, my buddies and I'd be like, hey man, You gonna get the straw? Am I gonna get the straw? Sometimes we get those big McDonald's straws. You know the McDonald's straws that are so thick you could stab a dude in the head, and they're like just really and kill him. You know the McDonald's straws. They're really good for that. So anyway, and let me know in the chat if you know about the Donkey Kong hat. It still works. If you find a Donkey Kong, an original Donkey Kong machine, not the one.
So you put the straw in the slot where the quarter goes.
No, there's a door that there's a door where the quarters go into. That when the arcade wants to pull out all the quarters, they open it.
Okay.
The hinge to that door, there's a space behind it, and you just jam it in. And I remember my buddies. I was like, "All right, you block," and he'd be like, and I'd be behind him, like we're some kind of criminal syndicate. It was so great.
No, it was serious because like putt golfing games, if you were caught on the floor at putt golfing games with a straw,
really,
they would kick you out of the place
because they knew about it. And all they had to do was like,
we gotta find an old Donkey Kong game and do a whole YouTube video on that thing.
Yes.
All right. So back to the news. The question is, why is NASA flying drones in dense fog?
I have no fog and clue.
Apparently, drones are being flown at a special facility located in New Mexico where the fog is produced on demand in a chamber that stretches 180 feet. And drones are being tested in this environment to collect data from the sensors installed in the chamber to determine, as part of the advanced air mobility system being used by urban air taxis and potentially delivery drones in the future, how drones would deal with the sudden issue of fog, because fog, if pilots know, fog can just come up on you real quick. And so they need to be able to test the optical infrared cameras and whether or not they need LiDAR scanners or things that can act as high-tech eyes. And so, NASA is flying drones in fog.
I'm being told they're also installing disco balls because it would look really cool. Back to you in the newsroom.
Okay. So this week, police in Sweden have confirmed that they have now seen new drone sightings near the Forsmark nuclear power plant. This comes a day after the Swedish Security Service announced that it was taking over the investigation of a number of earlier reported drone incursions into the airspace near that plant. The incidents have now been categorized as a national special event, and Swedish authorities are, working on escalating this. They're trying to find the drone operators. They're trying to figure out what these particular drones are actually doing as part of these sightings, and also looking to see whether or not there's any other sightings that are going to be in other areas, such as other government buildings, airports, etc. So Sweden is on alert right now for drones around their energy producing facilities.
Okay, good.
Next, we have the Bellwether release. This one is great. Bellwether has begun flight testing a stunning new Volar eVTOL flying supercar design. And the video apparently confirms all of our fears because it appears to be a wobbly quadcopter with a flashy body kit. It looks cool, but I wouldn't want to be a person in this.
No,
it is wobbly.
Yeah, they're using car aerodynamics, and they don't need to. That's why do dog bone companies flavor and color their dog bones? Dogs don't care. The humans do. Yeah. So it's all about just flashy design. I don't know. I wouldn't ride it. Would you? Would you ride that thing?
Nope.
No.
Yeah, that's a half-scale prototype, and so if the prototype is that unstable, then they probably need to do some more work before they ever go to full scale.
Yeah, but don't fire the guy that designed what it looks like. He's doing his job.
Oh yeah, no, it's supercar level design. Yeah, definitely. And going on the basis of flying cars, the Flying Car Racing League is actually becoming quite a real thing, insofar that we have the world's first racing car pilots.
Okay. Oh man, these are some brave souls.
Yeah.
I don't see any flying cars yet. Do you?
No.
Okay. Oh, there's one. There's one. These are pioneers, man. I don't know.
These are pioneers. These guys are.
I would wait till they're done beta testing. I think I would just give it a couple of years for me to, till it's proven. It's like when they finally do invent the transporter. Are you gonna travel in 1 year, the first few months? Nope. You're gonna see who gets vaporized first.
Right. So you want to be the first guy through? Yeah.
Right. You can go to France. Boom, just like that. Or you might end up a pile of mush and bone and jelly. Take a chance.
Well, and so, some of the people that they're picking there are people that actually have racing experience as like race car driver experience. So this is something that they're actually taking fairly seriously, and they are very serious about creating this racing league. And I actually kind of look forward to seeing it if it ever gets off the ground.
Oh, it's going to be a hit. It's going to be a hit. I mean, because why do you watch NASCAR? Do you watch it because the cars are pretty and because they go around to the left really quickly? No! You wait for the fiery, wrecking explosions. That's what you wait for. And that's, morbid curiosity will bring big audiences to that for sure. And I'll be one of them.
It's funny. The safer NASCAR became, the lower their ratings got.
That's true.
It's 100% true.
I was like, what? Han's device? I'm out. I mean, but you have to keep the driver safe. But yeah, they do all these things like they limit the size of the intake, the carburetor, and the blah, blah, and all that stuff. The windshield. I remember the good old days when once in a while they'd hit a bump and the car would go flying off into the audience. Now that's entertainment. Sorry, I digress. Back to you in the news.
Jeff, your thoughts, if any?
Yes.
No, I thank you. I'm going to stay out of that one with a 10-foot pole. Yeah. All right. So on the line of Bellevue, one of King 5's drones was recently looking for aerial footage of damage caused by some storms that had gone through the area. And they found this really amazing footage of a house that, due to, I guess, high winds or the
landslide behind it, maybe?
The liquefaction of the ground underneath it, the house has actually slid off the foundation and pushed forward.
Wow.
I think you could probably fix that up. Get the property brothers out there, a few coats of paint.
As we say in the real estate world, it's a fixer-upper.
It's a fixer-upper, perfect for the young couple who doesn't mind rolling up their sleeves. You know what I mean?
First-time homeowners take notice.
Yes. Hey, if you got time to lean, then you got a house, because it's leaning a little bit there. Well, we're making fun of someone's tragedy, but what are you going to do other than collect insurance at this point?
Right. I'm sure they had a lot of it.
And I'm glad it didn't slide into that other house, because that would have been tragic.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Florida had their own storms come through. They had some EF2 twisters go through Fort Myers, and we got some drone footage from that particular event as well.
My mom is actually there right now.
I've had enough of tornado damage. Just walking in Mayfield, Kentucky, and the whole area, everywhere that the tornadoes hit in this area, it's just heartbreaking.
Yep.
Yeah, and there were quite a few. There was at least 5 tornadoes that touched down as part of this. So this was a fairly extensive event, and hopefully they are able to recover very quickly.
What part of Florida was this?
Fort Myers.
How far from your mom is that, Kelly?
15, 20 miles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How's your mom doing?
She's doing great. She'll be 91 in April.
91. And you're 55?
45, yep.
Yeah, so Kelly was a surprise.
I was not. I most certainly
was. You were totally
not.
planned. Totally planned.
They wanted a boy and a girl, and that's what they got.
That's what they got. Yeah. All right.
All right, so last in the news, and probably the one that I think was the most fun to share with you guys, is quadcopters can be versatile drones, and this particular drone does something really neat, because this experimental drone addresses a shortcoming of getting through tight spaces.
Oh, this is really cool. Check this out.
The main significant difference between the proposed vehicle and a conventional quadcopter is the use of passive hinges that allow each arm of the vehicle to rotate freely between the unfolded and folded configurations. Note that no additional actuators or sensors are required beyond those used by a conventional quadcopter. These additional unactuated degrees of freedom enable the vehicle to hover with two opposing arms folded. This is achieved by reversing the thrust directions of the propellers attached to the two folded arms. Because the vehicle is designed such that the thrust axes of the folded arms are offset from one another, a yaw torque is produced that counteracts the yaw torque produced by the unfolded arms. We utilize this new ability in a number of ways. First, by folding two of the arms, one of the dimensions of the vehicle is significantly reduced, allowing for flight in tight spaces that would be impassable in the unfolded configuration. Here we show the vehicle using this property to fly through a narrow tunnel which the vehicle would be unable to traverse in the unfolded configuration in a near hover state, even with perfect accuracy. Next, we demonstrate the use of the vehicle to perform a simple grasping task where a box is moved from one location to another. After landing, the two arms are used to firmly pinch the box before taking off, after which the box is moved to a target location by the vehicle.
Wow.
That's brilliant, isn't it? Of all these graduate courses, and these are college experiments. These are college kids that are doing this for their whatever they're doing for their degree. Of all these, giving a drone legs, all this wacky stuff. That one is really cool. That is just really cool there.
The one thing that threw me off was when the arms folded down, and he explained that they were still able to use the prop wash from those props to still be able to maintain control and lift on the drone was just fabulous. I was like, that's just amazing.
Yeah, reversing the motors that quick on just two. That's really ingenious. Anyway, well, thank you so much, Jeff. You want to remind people about our sponsor?
Absolutely. Drone Harmony is our sponsor, and they automate mission planning in the most challenging vertical inspection scenarios, guaranteeing high quality, reproducible data collected by pilots with minimal training.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeff. We appreciate it.
Thanks for stopping by. Now get out.
We should probably mention remotepilot101.com. Isn't it a great place?
Great place.
It is a great place. Tell us about your place, Jason.
So Remote Pilot 101, no one has prepared more Part 107 pilots than us. And you'll be pleased, those of you who are current customers now, you're going to be experiencing version 3 and a brand new learning management system in about 2 weeks. So the best just keeps on getting better. RemotePilot101.com. Use promo code Heron18, which, by the way, Ken, I can't brag on you enough. When we search promo codes, you know me, I'm all about our marketing and everything else. Heron18 is the most used promo code. Your people listen to you, Ken.
Yay! Thank you, people. I appreciate that. And you've been very busy updating the lessons too, because
there's not every video has gotten a facelift. There's 76 videos in there. Every single one has gotten a facelift. The course has gone from 9 hours to almost 12 hours now. There's just so much new content. We're always trying to innovate, push new content. Now with all the recurrent tests changing so much, we're like, wow, we just launched our new course. We need to fix it now. So we're back to that. I was just reviewing some of the stuff our writers sent over earlier for some of the content, and there's some more great stuff coming out here soon as well.
And you take actual questions that test takers give you. And kind of incorporate those in the quizzes too, right? So they're actual FAA questions.
We have a ton of data on that, no doubt. So yeah, and I always share. You know this, Ken. I call them the boot camps at the end, where I share. This is a question you're going to see on your knowledge test. Let's not memorize it. Let's understand the why behind it. But just to prepare them for the knowledge test. You know this though, Ken. I want you to be safe in the real world. My mission isn't just to pass a test. I want you safe when you're out there flying FPV, whatever it is, so you can be a light and be a mentor to everybody else that's out there wondering about what this new drone space is, even though it's not that new, but to many it is so new. We have to be ambassadors to that.
You're a shining star, Jason. A shining star. Awesome.